Did you see the coach after their first win of the season? He acted like they won the championship. he went around the locker room and he was like, yeah. Dude, it's the first win of the season. What are you doing? Welcome back to another episode of Above the Rim, presented by Afterthought Sports and WSPU 88.3 FM The Buzz. I'm Austin Townley, joined by my amazing co-host, James Derrick. And we have a week of basketball already in the books.
Yes. I mean, the basketball season is a marathon, and the playoffs themselves are a marathon. We're not even close to the end.
No.
But the first week went by really quickly, and there's a lot of stuff to tackle. I'm actually really excited going into an episode, having games to talk about. So I'm hype about it.
What do you want to start out with, James?
Well, I mean,
thinking?
I don't know. We could touch on some stat leaders. We can go to maybe Cooper Flag and the Mavericks. What do you want to touch first?
Okay, let's go stat leaders. There's been like two, 3 games for each team.
Yeah.
Just a little under a week of the NBA season. Some guys are going off, some guys are trash, and some guys are playing exactly how we expected them. So we got some stat leaders. James, why don't you run us through that?
Yeah, I mean, points per game, it's obviously going to be Luka. He's had 2 just tremendous performances. He's averaging 46 points per game. Oh, only across 2 games. So, this is not sustainable. But also SGA averaging 40 as well. So 2 players above that 40 points per game threshold, and SGA has played 3 games actually. So he's continuing it for a little bit longer. Yeah, exactly. And Victor Wembanyama, Giannis Antetokounmpo. I'm sure those are not surprises to hear. Giannis is averaging 17 rebounds a game. I think that's pretty fun.
Giannis is really doing everything for Milwaukee right now. It's interesting.
And then the only other thing that really just stuck out to me like a sore thumb is the fact that Victor Wembanyama is averaging 6 blocks per game. And the next closest is Isaiah Stewart, 3. And I'm sure that mark is only going to go up and up because they play the Nets today. And I feel like Victor Wembanyama could end up with a quadruple double with blocks, assists, rebounds, and points. So
yeah, today is Sunday the 26th. So Wemby does play the Brooklyn Nets today, who are probably considered the worst team in the league. I mean, is there a worse team than them?
I don't know, man. MPJ's been balling.
Yeah.
Career high in assists.
MPJ, listen to this. He has a career high in assists.
Yes.
With 4 assists a game.
That's
a career high.
That is double his mark from last year. He was at 2.1 for the entirety of last year. So, if he keeps this up, MPJ, playmaking MPJ, that would be pretty nice.
Okay, so what I saw this morning, I was just chilling, like scrolling on TikTok, and I was watching some basketball show video, and talking about Cam Thomas. It was actually Gilbert Arenas.
All right.
Talking about Cam Thomas and how, if he was averaging 18, 7, and 7, I bet you would get paid. But right now, he's just averaging like 23, 2 and 2.
Yeah,
because he's chucking.
Because that's what really everybody on that Nets team does, I think.
Swing the rock. To be honest, you got to swing the rock. Like, you're a developing team. Mm-hmm. You need to pass the ball. Let everybody get their touches. Respectfully, exactly. Cam Thomas, yes, we know you're a bucket. We know what you can do on the offensive end when it comes to scoring, but you have to pass the ball. Same thing to you, mister. You have to pass the ball, Porter Jr. Like, come on, bro. Like, spread the love a little bit.
Exactly. Stat leaders is really not a whole lot to read into after a week. I mean, there's been 2 games.
It's been 2-3 games.
Some teams have played 3, but a lot of teams have only played 2 games. But I think the one thing that we can really jump into is the Mavericks' usage of Cooper Flag. And the Mavericks just aren't playing well in general right now. They're 0-2. They're actually shooting the league worst 40.4% from the field. Maybe they're just off to a rough start, but I think there is some combination of how they're using Cooper Flag. Obviously Kyrie's not playing. The team is a little hurt. Do you think they should be 0-2, or do you think if they just use Cooper Flag in a different way, maybe not running the point, they could have won some more games?
It actually makes me really mad that Cooper Flag is playing point guard. I think we went and talked about this on Director's Cut last week. I think they're using Cooper Flag wrong right now. I think they're doing it completely wrong. Cooper Flag should be the one coming off those dribble handoffs. He shouldn't be the one initiating them.
Yeah.
I understand he can handle the ball, and he's a high IQ basketball player, and he likes sharing the basketball.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a number 1 overall pick. He's considered a generational superstar. Mm-hmm. This absurd talent, kind of like Victor Wembanyama, where they're not even using him right.
Yeah.
And when we saw in Wemby's rookie season, they weren't even using him right either. So I'm not like completely worried. I don't think he should be playing point guard, though. They have D'Angelo Russell on the roster.
Yeah, and I mean, what does that say about their trust in D'Angelo Russell at this point? That they want Cooper Flag to learn point guard instead of D'Lo playing.
Yeah.
And for me, I think that says a lot about him on the defensive end because we know he's a good basketball player. He can score the ball. Yeah. He can play make. He's even great a catch and shoot shooter. So he has a lot to add offensively, but he must just be so bad defensively that they would rather teach Cooper Flag point guard than have D'Lo play.
It's pretty bad. I mean, and also Anthony Davis doesn't look like he's in the best shape of his life. He does not look like he's in the greatest shape. He's kind of slow. He's shooting 39% from the field. That's horrible for a guy like Anthony Davis. Yes, he's averaging 24.5 and 13. It's Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
This is the guy that was traded for Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
This is
How's that going so far?
That the Mavericks in the world has said, okay, it's okay to trade Luka Doncic for Anthony Davis. So it's your time to show this now, AD. You have to prove that you are worthy of being traded for Luka Doncic at the end of the day. Right now, Luka is averaging how much? 49?
46 points per game.
46 points per game.
49 a couple nights ago, yeah.
And you're kind of slow. You're kind of out of shape. You looked pretty bad defensively against the Spurs the first game of the season.
Yeah, which I will give Anthony Davis some backing here. I'm not sure if anyone's going to look very good defensively against the Spurs this season. The Spurs are one of those teams that are a force to be reckoned with. But
Anthony
like you
Davis
said,
needs to be better.
Yeah, and it's not just this like that game against the Spurs. I mean, they just took an L to the Wizards, and I'm not saying the Wizards are a bad team.
Right.
Actually,
he had 5 turnovers against the Wizards in that game. He had 27 points, 2 blocks, 4 assists, 13 rebounds, 2 steals, but he had 5 turnovers.
That's not going to do. And I got to give Alex Sarr some credit. He had a great effort that game. He rebounded the ball well. Keyshawn George though is the main focus of this Wizards team. I mean, they beat a Mavericks team that we have to admit is good, right? They beat them by 10. I'm not sure if I have that many good things to say about the Wizards that I would imagine they beat the Mavericks by 10.
But what we can say is Keyshawn George is averaging 27.5 points per game right now, and he looks good.
And the Wizards, I mean, I'm not saying they're a team to watch for. I would never, ever say that the Wizards are a team to watch for. But maybe worth tuning in for Keyshawn George. You know?
And Alex Sarr, he was top 3 pick a few years ago. He's going to be good. He's going to develop. He's known for, like, his offensive skill set. Like, he's pretty good on offense. He can shoot the 3. He can post you up. He can catch a lob. And he's good defensively, and he's going to grab a rebound. CJ McCollum, he's that vet that you kind of want around in the locker room. New Orleans, when they brought him in, they had Zion, they had Brandon Ingram. Did they have Lonzo Ball still with CJ McCollum? I don't remember.
I'm not sure if they did.
But he's just one of those guys that you want in the locker room, and he's going to help develop the young guys. And you saw that in New Orleans. You saw it in Portland. And you're probably going to see it here again in Washington.
Yeah. And I'm going to skip off of Washington right now because I do want to bring up some team shooting. And I want you to tell me if you think this is going to keep up, or do you think these teams are going to turn it around, depending on what I tell you here. So obviously we talked about the Mavericks. They're the league worst, 40.4% from the field to start the season. They're behind everybody. League worst. Next is the Knicks. They're only shooting 40.7% from the field. The Knicks are 2-0 though. Does that say something to you about the Knicks? The fact that they're 2-0 and they're shooting second worst in the league?
I mean, yes. Okay. I think the Knicks are pretenders. I still do.
You still do. Okay.
But
kind of my follow-up question to that is
that's kind of odd. They're shooting a horrible percentage from the field, and yet they are 2-0, and they have looked pretty good. Yeah. So I do imagine that it would not stay this bad this whole season. I do imagine they pick it up once they have their full roster back and healthy.
That is true too. Yeah. You still think they're pretenders?
Yeah, I just don't believe in them.
I think they're good enough defensively to not be total pretenders. Cat is a problem though. It does.
Playoff time.
I agree. Unfortunately, I think they'll have a good enough record though, where they'll play a lot of playoff games at home. You know,
they will.
And I mean, Jalen Brunson's just a man who's been balling. So
yeah, listen, when I say I think the Knicks are pretenders, I'm not sitting here saying they're not going to be one of the 2 seed in the Eastern Conference, because that very well could happen. I can foresee them being a top 3 seed in the Eastern Conference. When I say they're a pretender, I just don't see them even making the finals this year.
You could see them getting bounced to the second round?
Getting bounced to Cleveland in the second, Milwaukee if they make it, because it's just Giannis. I could see Trae Young in Atlanta beating them again. Like, it wouldn't be shocking in the slightest if New York comes out and loses in the playoffs, because that's just kind of what they do.
Yeah, so, I mean, on the other side of that, you have the flip side. You have teams that are starting very hot from the field. The Lakers, they're a 1-on-1 team. They're shooting a league best 56.9, 57% from the field, essentially. Yeah. Do you think that's got to regress back to the mean here? And then what does that mean for the Lakers? I mean, they're already 1-on-1 shooting the best in the league.
Okay, I don't think that's going to stay. There's no way that they shoot, would you say 60%?
It's 57% from the field.
From the field the entire season. That's almost illogical to think and say that. LeBron has not even touched the floor yet.
He hasn't. And
let's be for real. We're going to get some games where LeBron's just out there chucking. We're going to get some games where AR's out there chucking. We're going to get some games where Luka's out there chucking. This isn't going to sit. It's not going to stay constant. They have DeAndre on their team. He's the most average player ever. And they just might be the most average team ever.
Hey,
they just might.
Speaking of average, maybe even below average, the Raptors, I mean, they beat a pretty good Hawks team in the first game of the season by I want to say 20 points or something like that. Blew them out. They're shooting 53.3% from the field. That's good enough for second in the entire league. I can't imagine the Raptors keep this up too, though. But you do have to mention they've got some guys who can score the ball on that team. RJ Barrett, Brandon Ingram.
Did you see the coach after their first win of the season? He acted like they won the championship. he went around the locker room and he was like, yeah. Dude, it's the first win of the season. What are you doing? Show some I get it. You're hype. You're getting way too hype. It is game 1. What are we doing? You are overreacting, my friend. I understand, like, you're hype and you're like, get the boys into it, but like, dog, you're the Raptors. It's one game. Let's chill a little bit, okay? I understand it's a big win for you. Your team is not the greatest, but it's not the worst.
They've got a long way to go.
They do have some weapons on there.
They've got that, like I said, guys who can score the ball, and I think they're just going to be one of those teams that will stay around, beat a good team every once in a while, probably be a play-in.
Such a weird team.
Yeah.
It's such a weird team.
And there's so much room in the East where, I mean, you could accidentally be the 6th seed. So as long as they just hang in the mix, I mean, they could be hot. If they get off to a hot start even, I do think the Toronto Raptors have a decent enough roster to make a play-in spot. But, I mean, ultimately, I think every basketball fan. I don't think they're going to beat anybody in a playoff series. But I do think they have a talented enough roster to compete for a play-in spot. I mean, RJ Barrett, Manuel Quickley, Scotty Barnes, Brandon Ingram, Jakob Poeltl. Grady Dick has been looking pretty good off the bench. Mm-hmm. They're not horrible. They don't have a horrible coach either. Yeah, but again, it's the Raptors, so let's not talk about the Raptors any longer.
Who wants to hear about the Raptors, dude? Nobody.
But there are some rookies that are exploding onto the scene right now. One of the main names I got to throw out there is VJ Edgecombe. Yeah. Cooper Flagg, actually, because I did look this up, I just wanted, I was curious. Cooper Flagg is still favored to win Rookie of the Year by a wide margin. He's the favorite still, but VJ Edgecombe is averaging almost 25 points per game. And the biggest thing for me is he in these first 2 games, I know this doesn't mean much and it can regress, but he's played 41 minutes per game. That's going to win you Rookie of the Year. I mean, you just want to go down the list. All right? I have the top point scorers. Okay, VJ Edgecombe, Cedric Coward, Trey Johnson, Jeremiah Fears, Dylan Harper. None of those guys crack 30 minutes a game.
No, not a
All
single
of them,
one.
I'll list 22, 26, 23, 24. VJ Edgecombe is almost doubling the amount of playing time that those guys get.
Actually, the only other rookie that averages more minutes a game is Cooper Flagg, averaging 33 minutes a game. And that's not even close to VJ Edgecombe. I mean, VJ Edgecombe looks very good. The backcourt of him and Tyrese Maxey, VJ Max, dude.
Max.
Love it. I love that backcourt. I think they are so good together, and they just gel. They really just bounce off each other. And Embiid looks like he's becoming more comfortable in his second game of the season with them. He has to get his legs under him at the end of the day. Paul George is still not playing. They still have Paul George.
That you forget they got Paul George because he was on the team the entire season last year, and you just didn't even know.
And you would forget because well, I'm sure he wants to forget last season too.
I'm sure, yeah. But
this Philadelphia team doesn't look horrible. And I said
Sleepers.
this. They're a sleeper team, I think, dude. I genuinely see VJ Edgecombe and Tyrese Maxey being a very good backcourt. They have Jared McCain, who's still hurt. They have Quentin Grimes on that roster who can go up and give you 40 on a given night. They have a former MVP. I know we said this in the first episode, but to reiterate, with the performance of VJ Edgecombe that we're seeing so far, granted 41 minutes a game, this team can really do something in the East. The East is wide open.
And not to mention, they got like one of my favorite role players ever, Kelly Oubre Jr. I mean, like he's like one of those like A+ role players that every team wants.
Former Sun.
Yeah, I mean that if you want to, that could lead us into another sleeper team that you also were talking about first episodes. I mean, your Phoenix Suns, they're not playing horribly, right?
Oh, they look incredible defensively. I love Dylan Brooks.
I want
to preface this.
Among leaders in steals.
Dylan Brooks is the definition of you hate him unless he's on your team. You love him. I love Dylan Brooks. I never thought I would say this. Ever in my life would I ever sit here and be like, oh, I love Dylan Brooks. I do. He's the perfect compliment to put next to Devin Booker. D-Book is playing great. He's shooting the ball efficiently. He needs to shoot the ball more. Okay? It is very apparent that the Suns need Jalen Green. So when he comes back, I think that will take away, oh my God, so much pressure for Book to shoot the ball.
Yeah.
And I think Book is also like, they're having him play point guard. So he's still in this point guard mindset where it's like, okay, this is my team. I know I'm the best scorer on the team. I know I'm one of the best scorers in the league. But at the end of the day, I'm the point guard. I have to share the ball. I got to get my teammates their shots and their looks. But Book, your teammates and the entire Phoenix Suns fan base would rather you shoot the ball every single possession. Literally. I promise you. But nonetheless, he's playing great. Like he's shooting efficiently. He's averaging about 25 a game. And they don't look bad. They look really good defensively. Oso Ighodaro has been starting over Mark Williams.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. I don't really agree with that. I do think Oso should be coming off the bench. Mark Williams has looked very good defensively, especially and on the rebounds. Which is
exactly what your team needed going into this year. Mm-hmm. But any final thoughts on the Phoenix Suns? Because there is one more player that we must mention that's off to a really good start this year.
Jalen Green, I'm excited, bro.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see you poster some people this year.
Because hey, that athleticism, he can jump out the building. He hasn't had a poster that you want yet. I mean, he hasn't had the poster yet, but it's going to come eventually. Yeah. But I wanted to touch on Benedict Mathurin, who's off to a phenomenal start. He had a great game against the Oklahoma City Thunder. He's averaging 31 points per game as of right now. I can't say I saw that coming. Do you think with Tyrese Halliburton's absence that Benedict Mathurin, no one's going to say that he's going to average 25 points a game necessarily, but could he low-key maybe
Do you remember when we were watching the World Series last year and there was also the Pacers game on? And I said, James, Benedict Mathurin's going to be the leading scorer of this team tonight. And he was off the bench. I wouldn't be surprised.
I do remember when you said that.
I wouldn't be shocked in the slightest if he averaged a solid 23 points per game this year because he is an offensive weapon. And I think they're going to utilize him a lot. Andrew Nembhard, I think, is going to step up offensively too. So as the games go on, I think it'll probably average out to about 20 a game for him, Siakam, and Nembhard maybe. Nembhard maybe like 17, 18.
Yeah, Siakam, you have to imagine he's kind of the leader of the vocal
100%,
leader of that team right now. He's definitely the veteran presence.
Yeah.
And he's always been one of those guys that he doesn't care if he scores the ball.
No.
You know, he doesn't want to have like an ISO possession where he's the guy who needs to put the ball in the hoop. And I think that's where a Nemhard, a Matherin could come in and just play so well. And they extended him already. You know, he's gonna be earning, I think, around $20 million a year. You know, however many years till that contract takes over that extension. But that's a bargain.
That is a bargain.
They
that
just
is
got
a really
him
good contract
for a bargain, $20 million a year for a role player that could very well average over 20 points per game, probably shoot over 40% from three, maybe 50, 40, 90. That's a little ridiculous. We're not going to get into that conversation with Benedict Mathurin because a season's 82 games.
He's not shooting 50, 40.
He's not going to do that.
Let's shut that down right now.
But he looks really good playing basketball. I'm just saying.
He's not going to shoot 50,
No.
90,
We can clip this at the end of the season when Benedict Mathurin ends up averaging like 12 points per game or something.
Yeah, we just look really stupid saying that he's going to average like 20 a game, but he's a scorer, man. He looks good. He looks good.
Yeah, he's not the only guy that looks good. Victor Wembanyama. Okay. I mean, we talked about this
for a half an hour. I think I could.
Yeah, we talked about this last episode. We thought he was going to be. We both put him at 2 in terms of our top 3 players, or I guess it was no particular order, but it's hard to say for Victor Wembanyama, especially with the injury concerns, that he's going to be the MVP, especially because Luka and Shea exist. But man, for a guy that really only plays around 30 minutes a game, he is killing it.
Oh man, is it? Is it too early to say that he's the best player in the league? Dude, he had 8 blocks the other day.
I want to say he had 9, actually.
He did have 9. He's averaging 34.5 points per game, 13 rebounds, 6 blocks, and they're winning.
And that's the important part right there and they're winning.
2-0.
2-0, and they're getting some good play from Dylan Harper, too.
Yeah, I mean, that whole roster is playing well right now, but I never seen, ever, what I saw against Dallas. Never even close to what... The player that I watched against the Dallas Mavericks, Victor Wembanyama, his performance, I've never seen anything close to that in the NBA in my entire life.
And it doesn't mean much for 2 20-year-olds to sit here and say, I've never seen that before, because, well... The truth is, we've really only been watching NBA basketball and remembering watching NBA basketball for like 10 years, I'd say, right? I mean, I don't even remember that much from when I was 10.
Maybe like 9, 8.
But it does mean a little bit more when we go to our class for writing for advocacy. And Dr. Wilkins, former, I don't want to beat writer for the Boston Celtics, he goes, now I've watched Bill Russell. I've watched Wilt Chamberlain. I've never seen anyone do what Victor Wembanyama is doing right now. Need you hear more?
I'm at a loss for words. I can't sit here and explain what I think he's the best player in the league, and I don't even think it's close. I don't even think it's close. Like him and okay, stop. Yes, it is close. Him and Jokic, but like I think he tops him at this point defensively.
Without a doubt, defensively, Wemby's the best defensive player in the league. People
don't even go near the paint, other than Zion Williamson for some reason, because he doesn't care. When he's in the paint, they're like, "Oh no, let's kick it out. Let's shoot a 3. Like I'm good."
Yeah,
he could step from the 3-point line, take 1 step, and then dunk the ball. Literally.
Yeah, he doesn't like. It's a very long step. For anyone else, it would be a travel.
This is only year 3. Now, James, would it be wrong to sit here and assume that, well, right now this isn't even his prime. This is not even his prime. He has already developed a better handle, a tighter handle, a faster handle. He's already developed a better shot. He's already developed better footwork. And he's already grown 2 inches. Now
that's the one that
Now,
probably has more cause for concern than anything else, but
now,
still.
who's to say that all these layups that he's taking and these floaters aren't just going to become dunks one day?
When he's just even more
Who's to say
strong,
when Victor Wembanyama is
athletic,
25 years old, 26, that these just all won't be dunks? Because I can see it. I can see all of these easily being dunks for him once he gains the muscle mass in his body.
You're not wrong. Now that I think about it, because he's only like you're not going to reach your physical prime until like your eighth league in the year or eighth year in the league. Excuse me. Jeez. It's actually, you have no idea how rough of a morning it's been for both me and Austin. It's like,
it's been
anything not to do with the podcast. It's been horrible. Actually,
it's been a morning. It's all right.
But I lost my train of thought. Regardless,
eighth year in the league, he's going to be dunking everything.
And we mentioned this over the summer when we were recording some off-season episodes. Victor Wembanyama has been one of the best players in player efficiency rating for each year that he's been in the league. His rookie year, he was by far one of the best all time in player efficiency rating. Second year, if he qualified, if he hadn't gotten injured, he was on track to be the best player in player efficiency rating in their second year ever. We've only gotten 2 games done. We're going to look at player efficiency rating at the end of this third year, and I bet you it'll be the best out of anyone in a third year ever.
It probably will be.
Because he's doing all this, playing 30 minutes a game.
VJ Edgecombe plays more than him.
The one thing that kills his MVP candidacy is load management.
Yeah.
That's it, is choosing not to play him. Yeah. That is it. Because you have to place value on someone who's going to win Defensive Player of the Year. He's going to run away with Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah. I agree.
By a long shot. I mean, no one's going to come close to averaging the amount of blocks per game that Wemby is going to average. I mean, unless teams really make the adjustment and just do not shoot in the paint against the Spurs, which, I mean, the inside-out game is so important in the NBA. You have to take those shots close.
Yeah.
Victor Wembanyama is going to run away with Depoy, and I don't think anyone disagrees with that.
Yeah. Victor Wembanyama is got plus 19 for the season right now. He was plus 35 in their first game, I believe.
Yeah.
Without Wemby, what are the Spurs? Genuinely, because yes, Stephon Castle looks great, Devin Vassell looks great, Dylan Harper looks great. I don't think the Spurs win a single game without Wemby.
No, and
so far, not the season, but
to kind of echo what you say, and I'm sure fans agree. When you're watching a Spurs game, and anyone else besides Victor Wembanyama shoots the ball, you're like, hey, wait, stop! What are you doing? Give him the ball.
Victor should be shooting every time. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. Like, let's be honest. He is the best player by far in a way that I've seen in a long time.
And he's not the favorite for MVP.
He's not the favorite for MVP.
There's a couple guys ahead of him. There's Shea and Luka, both ahead of them, and Giannis even. Maybe because they're on arguably better teams. I don't even what
Bucks
is the case?
Stink. There's no way.
People are probably like, we're talking about Victor like he's the best player in the league, and I'm sure a lot of people are saying, yeah, duh, you guys don't need to talk about this for 20 minutes. Yeah, we do, because he's really not. The NBA does not recognize Victor Wembanyama as the best player in the league.
I think they need to start recognizing him as the best player in the league.
Look at the MVP ladder. He's not the favorite. He's not. And it's really only, like I said, because of the load management, right. I think. But again, it's what we're saying.
It's kind of hard to argue against it.
It's kind of hard to argue.
You got to look not even looking at his stats, watching him play.
That's the biggest thing.
Watching Victor Wembanyama play, seeing what he's doing, it's unlike anything I've ever seen before.
And he's got that, my analogies is like Aaron Judge. You ever watch an interview with Aaron Judge?
Yeah.
It's the most boring thing of all time.
To interview ever, yeah.
Because it's just, my teammates put me in a great position to succeed, this and that. That's exactly what Victor Wembanyama does. Yeah. He is leader on the court. He's a leader off the court. He's like still so young. He's what, like 20 years old?
Yeah, he's 21 years old.
21 years old,
He goes to bed at 9 p.m. apparently.
Reads a book. Does his weird stretching before games, just like bear crawling around. Yeah, he does
really weird stretches before the games.
Trained with monks, you mentioned while we were on the director's cut. I mean, this is someone who's just mentally too got their ducks in a row, and LeBron James been in the league for 23 years. He says that mental game is what's most important when preparing for his NBA season.
Yeah,
Victor Wembanyama has all of it.
Yeah, he does.
All of it.
He does.
The intangibles as well. So the Spurs dynasty is going to go crazy in the next coming years. If it doesn't start this year, it's going to start soon.
Yeah, I mean, not even just Victor Wembanyama. James, we could be entering the greatest era of basketball. We could be. So far this year, we've been less than 1 week in the NBA. Less than 1 week. 25, 31 point per game performances or better. Let me read you off. SGA had 55 against the Pacers. Aaron Gordon had 50 against the Warriors. Luka, 49 and 43 against Minnesota and Golden State. Steph Curry had 42, Anthony Edwards 41, Victor Wembanyama 40, Tyrese Maxey 40, Sengun 39, Kevin Durant 37, Giannis 37, Benedict Mathurin 36, D-Mitch 35, Curry 35, John Morant 35, and the list just goes on.
For a while, actually.
The scoring this year has been unreal.
It's like we're entering like like when you're covering history and you're like, all right, we're done with the Great Depression. We're going to talk about the economic boom of like the whatever, the tens or whatever. Mm-hmm. We're entering like the points boom of the NBA.
Yep.
And not to mention these games have just been phenomenal. Multiple double really overtime games,
the season
overtime games.
Oh my goodness.
There's so much talent in this league now that anybody can score 30 or more in a game. And I hate to say it, but go back to the 90s. There were people on that team that would never sniff 20 points.
No.
Just not skilled enough, I think.
I agree.
And that's how games evolve. People get better, and the NBA is launching into a golden era.
I agree.
When it comes to scoring right now. However, one thing that we didn't even talk about prior to this show, we're entering this great place in the NBA. However, off the court stuff seems to be knocking that down a tad. Not going to spend too much time on it because it is controversial, and obviously you're innocent until proven guilty. But there's been some problems with the mafia and gambling in the NBA.
Yeah,
coming at arguably the worst time ever, right at the start of the season. They've got 30 people arrested. The FBI has arrested 30 people in this new wave, trying to figure out if people can cooperate, maybe point the finger at some other people. This is a terrible look for the NBA when you're talking about the integrity of the game. And then all of a sudden, as people are getting arrested, we're seeing the best basketball we've ever seen. So, is this going to be a problem? I don't want to foreshadow something horrible for the NBA.
I sure hope not. Because, I mean, you did mention this. It went from 2 people to 30. What does 30 people turn into?
And that's where
it's kind of weird.
And,
how does Chauncey Billups get a head coaching position job? Coach 1 game and then get arrested.
Yeah.
How does that happen? How genuinely, with all the background checks and the technology that we have in place today, how does he end up with the job in the position that he's in right now?
It had to be known. It had to be known what he was up to or something, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he did come out with a statement. His lawyer did saying like, Chauncey Billups is a man of integrity. He would never do anything to hurt his reputation or his family's reputation. And I do believe that to an extent, but I also do think he's probably arrested for a reason. So
the FBI doesn't usually mess around.
Yeah, I don't think he would be arrested for no reason in this instance unless somebody's ratting on you when you were maybe a slight part of it, but you didn't do the full thing. I mean, I don't know anything about this. I know that people are getting arrested. I know Jonte Porter last season got booted from the NBA. He's banned.
Yes.
And now Terry Rozier is dealing with that. I saw a clip of the Hornets game last year or not last year, 2 years ago or whatever, where he had a hurt ankle. All of a sudden, he just started grabbing his ankle, acting like he hurt it, but he never hurt it. He took himself out of the game. It's kind of weird.
And we can't attribute any motive to it yet.
Right. No.
But still, there's things that stand out where you're like, oh, man, this sucks, because at first it's Jonte Porter. He's a two-way player. Related to my, brothers with Michael Porter Jr. That's about it when it comes to relevancy. Terry Rozier.
He's made some millions in the NBA.
He's made millions in the NBA. He's a notable NBA player. The concern for me is, they come out and they get someone big. And would never hope that would happen. Obviously, any NBA fan, any person, I guess, right, would hope that doesn't happen. But we're kind of going in the wrong direction. We're getting to more important people. We're getting to more people in general. Just a situation to monitor. Obviously, as of right now, doesn't really mean anything because nothing is official.
I mean, what I will say on it is, you make millions of dollars in the NBA, especially a guy like Terry Rozier and Chauncey Billups. You guys have made millions of dollars, money that I will never even think of in my entire life. Seriously. Why are you so greedy? Where does the greed come from? Like, yes, addiction maybe when it comes to gambling, but there's also greed in that. And honestly, when does it come to a point where you just don't, like, why do you need to be so greedy? You have everything you could ever ask for in the world. You are a professional basketball player. You are seen by millions of people throughout the year.
Some of these people have families.
Hundreds of millions of dollars in NBA salary, and then on top of that, endorsement deals and all that. You build a brotherhood in a locker room. I don't get it. I don't understand why you would sacrifice anything to give that up.
Yeah, and in the instance of Terry Rozier, the Heat had come out with a statement. Yeah. They back him fully. It's like I've mentioned this before, not to be redundant, but you are innocent until proven guilty. If there's going to be a trial, there's going to be a trial. Right. And we can't get into this too much right now, just because I have a feeling we might be talking a little bit more about this in the coming years. So but I mean, how can we end on a happier note than gambling in the NBA right now?
I got it. The Rockets are 0-2 right now to start the season.
There we go.
And Kevin Durant is not worried in the slightest. Actually, he said that he likes this because
why would he like this?
The staff, they're pissed. Ime, he's mad. The team, he's mad. KD is pissed too. He just dropped 37 and they lost. I saw that firsthand when he used to do that in Phoenix. He used to get pissed. They have a better system than Phoenix did. They have a better team. They have a better coach. I think they're going to be just fine. Alperen Sengun looks completely different. He looks like he's learning from Kevin Durant. Jabari Smith looks like he's learning from Kevin Durant. Amen Thompson looks like he's learning from Kevin Durant. Amen Thompson looks comfortable shooting the three. Comfortable.
I will say that, yeah.
He looks comfortable shooting it, though. Alperen Sengun is doing a hezzy pulls. One hezzy pulls. Yeah. KD got the squad moving different, and I think they will be just fine. They're one of the better teams in the NBA. The season opener, Oklahoma City Thunder, Houston Rockets, double overtime game. They lost by 1 or 2?
Yeah.
You can't even complain. That's not a bad loss. If anything, that's a good loss. It's a good loss.
Yeah.
And double OT.
You turn around. Fouled out. You turn around and then you play the Pistons, who are going to be a great team in the East this year. The Pistons got some dogs too. I mean, Cade Cunningham is one of those guys who's
right.
I personally think he's going to be a top 10 player in the NBA this year.
Yeah, he's very good. Very good.
So, I mean, the Rockets, I agree, in a good spot. This is when you would rather lose games.
Yeah.
Is at the beginning of the season where, something can be done about it. And, maybe kick in a little bit of that urgency. Say, hey, we've lost 2 games. What are these practices? Maybe we got to do this a little bit more. Maybe we got to do a little bit more of this. Yeah. I agree 100%. The Rockets, I think, are a team that's not going anywhere. I'm real quick. Two teams that are going to be good in the East, the Magic and the Hawks. Both off to a 1-2 start. Mm-hmm. They've got some new additions, new players. Do you think maybe chemistry isn't there right away? I mean, they have played each other. The Hawks and Magic have played each other. But I think those are two teams that could very well be, top 5 seeds in the East as well. The Magic add Desmond Bane. Hawks add Porzingis. Those are just the very notable moves.
Yeah. I mean,
do you see either of those teams continuing to struggle for much longer?
No. Porzingis makes his debut tomorrow for this team.
Yes.
So he hasn't even touched the floor yet for Atlanta. So we don't even know what it's going to look like. And I think Orlando's going to be fine. Paolo and Franz look like they're going to pick up right where they left off last season. It's the same with Desmond Bane. He's accepting that I got to shoot the 3 on this team because that's what they traded for me for. The whole reason they traded for me was to come in here, play defense, and shoot the 3 ball. And he's doing that. And he's playing good. And I think they're going to be okay. These are two teams that are going to be at the upper half in the Eastern Conference. I'm not worried about them.
Yeah, I think maybe we can get into some conversations if the skid continues next week. I mean, they're going to play another 3 games this upcoming week. If they lose another 2 out of 3, either of those teams, I think maybe then we have a conversation, or maybe just the urgency kicks in, right? How you're just talking with the Rockets. So I think when teams get off to rough starts, it's really not the worst thing in the world. I think you'll see the Rockets, Hawks, Magic. They're all going to be fine, I think.
I think everybody's going to be all right. I mean, start the season, probably wouldn't think the Rockets are 0-2. I don't think it's going to last very long. I think they could very well win their next 2 games in a row.
They're still contenders.
It's a week in the NBA. What else you want from me?
Exactly.
But with that being said, that's going to wrap up this episode of Above the Rim. If you are new, make sure to like and subscribe to Afterthought Sports and tune into next Monday on WSPU The Buzz 88.3. And I'll see y'all next week. As always, peace.
Peace.